Alright, hello once again, Jeff Scott of Rankin Technical College. I've been going through a series of video presentations I'm creating for the Rankin Technical College Application and Website Development, or AWD, program, and in particular the AWD 1111.NET framework with web databases class for the fall 2019 semester. The textbook that will be used for this class is the one shown here, that being Pro ASP.NET MVC 5. And right now, I am in the middle of Chapter 4, talking about essential language features. So we left off applying extension methods to an interface. I can also create extension methods that apply to an interface. Remember what an interface is. All right? In fact, let's go back to my old friend, so to speak, Wikipedia. Okay, I don't know what happened there. Interface. Computing. That looks good. An interface is a shared boundary across two or more separate components. I don't like that. Hardware interface, software interface. May refer to a wide range of different types of interfaces at different levels. Okay. Interfaces, basically you got to look at an interface this way. All right. When you are working with computer programming languages, such as C#, C# supports inheritance, which means that you can inherit from any one class that you want to inherit from. All right. However, what if you want to inherit from more than one class? Well, you can't. All right. But what you can do is you can inherit from as many interfaces as you want to, or need to, or none. So, in here in the object-oriented, I don't want to read to you. It says, basically it's an abstract data type. It contains a type definition and some other stuff. So, here we've got I enumerable. Interfaces always start with the letter I. What this does, shopping cart, by making this an I enumerable, what you're basically saying is that it can hold different types of things. All right? So here the shopping cart class has been updated to implement the I enumerable product interface. So let's see what happens here. Here's our shopping cart. All right, I added system collections. You notice we already have the generic, but we don't have the collections. And for the public class shopping cart, we now wanted to inherit from the I enumerable interface. All right, so doesn't like something on here. It says that it's not. Well, let's go back to here and see if we're missing something. Okay, there we go. We have to add the get enumerator at a minimum, so let's add this. Alright, that made our errors go away. I can now update my extension method so that it works with an I enumerable product as shown in 4.15. My guess is I probably already have this in my extension method but will look. There's collection generic, so that's good. We'll change this. We'll just grab this whole thing that's in here. Gets us to right there. We changed it to this. Now it looks pretty much the way it did before. The big change is here. It's now an enumerable. So, as it says, the first parameter was changed to enumerable product, which means that the for each loop works directly on product objects. The switch to the interface means that we can calculate the total value of the product objects enumerated by any product, which includes the shopping cart, but also could include arrays of products, etc. All right? So, what we want to do here is we want to go back to the home controller and we want to add this stuff here at the bottom. And it's called use extension enumerable. So again, we want to go back to our home controller and add this at the bottom. Now, one thing I like about this, you may or may not agree with this, but one thing I really like about the way the author does this is he's very much breaking it up, and he's doing it in chunks, for lack of better words. All right, which I think makes it much easier to work with this. You know, he goes over a concept, and then after he goes over the concept, he gives you an example by adding it to what he's been working on. All right, like I said, I'm very much enjoying this. I hope you're getting something out of this as well. So we're going to have to call the use extension enumerable. Check my time here. I'm at 8 minutes, so that's pretty good. Now, I missed something here. All right, the author says, in fact, let me close this. All right, because the author says here, after this, oh, I guess I am here. I am on page 78. The way that C# arrays implement the enumerable interface is unusual. You will not find it included in the list of implemented interfaces. The support is handled by the compiler, so the code from earlier versions would still compile. Okay, so let's see if when we do this, if we get cart total and array total. Okay, so no, I don't want that. I want, I just want the name here. There. The use, come on, enumerable. Use extension enumerable. So I do want to run the program again. Yeah, I stopped the run. So we'll run it again, no problem. Again, once that comes up and we get our message to navigate to the URL like we did, now I'm calling. I shouldn't have to say home. Well, maybe it does want home there. Oops. Not sure why it would want that, but there we go. So cart total and array total, all right? Showing again that we're making work what's shown inside of the chapter here. All right. Creating filtering extension methods, page 79. The last thing the author wants to show you regarding extension methods is how they can be used to filter collections of objects. An extension method that operates on an enumerable and also returns an enumerable can use the yield, Y-I-E-L-D keyword to apply selection criteria. So notice we're using an if statement in here. So we want to come to our My Extensions and we want to add this. The extension is called filter by category. As it says, it takes an additional parameter that allows me to inject a filter into the condition. Those product objects that match the parameter that we're filtering on will be included or return the result, and those that do not match will not be. So we'll go back into our home controller and we'll look at just soccer. Okay? So the water sports should be left out, in other words. Okay, so this will be added to our home controller. And this has been added to the myextension.cs. All right. So there's that. Again, the if statement in here is what's basically allowing us to do this. All right, then we want to go back to our home controller and add a new method in there. That is called use filter extension method. My hope is when we add this, because what we're looking for is a category of soccer, that we will not have this, we will not have this. So we should be adding 19, 50, and 34.95, giving us 53, 54, 45 if I did it correctly. All right, you can see that when I put this stuff in, that the tabs and stuff don't come over very well, but that's not a problem. Okay, I don't usually like to let stuff run off the screen like this, but I'm going to do that here. I think it makes it a little easier to read. Oops. And I'm also going to move this over. Again, what I'm doing is totally unnecessary. It's just done for my own edification here. Makes it a little easier for me to read. So there's our total. We're going to be going through here. We're filtering it by category, that being soccer. And I said the result should be like 54 something or something like that. All right. I mean, I could just go in and look at the answer in there, and I've kind of been doing that, but I don't want to now. I'd try something a little different here. All right. /home/ use the filter method. Total 54.45. 54.45 again is 1950 plus 34.95. The two things with a category of soccer. All right. I think that's a good place to break right here. got to be coming close to my time limit. So we'll come back and we'll talk about using lambda expressions in our next lesson.